As with almost every aspect of education during a pandemic, teaching HyFlex has been a challenge. However, teachers throughout the district are finding innovative and practical ways to make use of technology while keeping brick and mortar and digital academy students simultaneously engaged.
Here is the HyFlex setup. I have my main desktop computer where I pull up the Zoom call and all my 20 tabs for the day of everything I'm gonna do. I project the screen onto the board for the kids in the classroom. I also use the BrightLink pen. So if you put Zoom in annotate mode, you can draw with the BrightLink pen on the board, so that way both of them can see it. I joined the Zoom call from my laptop as well. So if I'm sitting, right, like sometimes I'm sitting doing phonemic awareness activities or reading a story, I can see the kids up there. I'll usually put them on the side right here so I can see them.
So this is the headset that was given to us by our site techs and our administration. If I'm giving direct instruction or giving whole classroom announcements that Zoom kids need to be involved in, it's right here. If it's work time and I'm doing individual one-on-one help, oftentimes I set it right up here in front of my speaker so that they can still hear music, they can hear something that's going on, a little bit of ambience, and then when it's time to make an announcement or say, hey, you've got 5 minutes left, I immediately put it back on, or I'll do this and use my headset. Another thing that I found to be a life changer in digital academy stuff in HyFlex is having a clicker. I bought this off of Amazon for, I think, $13. This $13 has made it really easy for me to move around and move slides in.
So I am constantly learning, constantly trying to work smarter and not harder. One of the things I learned today was that you can use the Ladybug and annotate. I had been writing out bell ringers for the students and annotating them for all 5 classes. It was a lot of work for me. It took a lot. It was very time consuming, but I learned that I can actually do it right here on the Ladybug and then just press erase and then I'm all ready to go for the next period.
I really try hard to find things that kids at home can feel like they're in a classroom setting for. During my second screen here, my first screen is where I see all of my kids. You can choose to have individual view or just like a handful of kids. But if you do it for speaker view, you can just drag that speaker up to here, and then that way all the kids at home can see the speaker because they're in a shared screen, while all the kids in my classroom can also see them too on the projector. The annotation tools are really useful. You can box things, you can highlight things, underline. You can even write on the board with the annotation notes. And that's really helpful too.
The way that I teach class is the same. I've adapted it to this HyFlex model. Since I have a camera that's here on my podium, and they'll be able to see it in Zoom land, as I call them, the Zoomers, the Digital Academy, and it's read just perfectly like it here. Someone kind of gave me the idea. It's almost like an overhead projector, like an old school overhead projector, using an Elmo and able to do the problems as the kids kind of follow along.
One of the things that I do to engage both Digital Academy students and brick and mortar students is I'm always walking around with my clipboard. I have 2 seating charts, the Digital Academy seating chart and the brick and mortar seating chart. And so as I'm going throughout the day, I'll be checking them off. So as I have questions, I will call on their name, and I do that as well for Digital Academy.
Something that I've done to help engage both the brick and mortar students and the Digital Academy students is we've tried to find some science experiments or science demos using materials that they might have at home, not just that we have here at school, so that the kids at home can work right along with us. And so everyone can be touching and doing science and not just looking at a screen.
I've been able to look at different styles of presentation of information for all students. So it's made me think a little bit more about differentiation and even differentiation as far as technology goes.
I have just tried to really visualize my computer screen here, my camera, as like a student. So I'm constantly like looking around the room, but also looking at the camera so I can try to stay engaged with my kids.
So with engagement, it's really similar to in class. For me, it's nothing super special. It's just remembering. So of course you can see these kids easier to call on them, but I'm always going back to the computer. I'll call on people online randomly, just like you would in the classroom. Do you have an answer? Remember, you can raise your hand. Their videos are on, so I can kind of see if they're engaged too. We do a lot of songs, just like we would in class, brain breaks, phonic songs. So they're up, they're singing, they're dancing.
We do use Class Dojo. Here at Oakview, we also use a system called Hero, so that's tracking their positive behavior points. And I also do Panther of the Week over the course of the week, so the kids know that involves like engagement in the classroom, quality of work, and just being an overall learner. Those all go into being Panther of the Week. That's been helpful for both DA students and students in class because I've been able to award both of them.
How you doing today in there? What's going on? Amazing.